gentlemen, and welcome to Raw! We are finally back here on the Red brand, and we have a hell of a night here in Baltimore for you at home. And we are gonna start tonight's action with a tag team matchup. The Hype Bros will be taking on the American Alpha, but we do have a huge main event this evening to announce right now, and it all stemmed from a Twitter warfare that started last week. And as you can see, Sasha Banks challenging Bayley to a match after her comments that she made last week here on Raw. She would tweet that out to the GM, and Dan would reply with him saying that the matchup would take place as the main event here tonight in Baltimore. But let's get back to the action at hand. The Hype Bros taking on American Alpha. This is going to be a huge match. American Alpha have been on a pretty decent run themselves, but the Hype Bros are hoping to keep their momentum going after a great win they picked up here on Raw last week against the club. Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley really are finding their feet here on the Red brand. Can they make it? 2 wins on the bounce. They look ready for action, primed. And we are now awaiting American Alpha. Let's see what they bring to the party here tonight. So here we go, as American Alpha's music breaks and they walk out to the ramp, and Chad Gable and Jason Jordan are here and surely mean business. This should be a pretty friendly affair. Both these tag teams have met numerous times in the past. There's no animosity, but it's all about picking up the W here on the Red brand, keeping that momentum going and hopefully earning yourself a shot at those tag team titles over on Smackdown Live. Those tag team titles that are now held by Enzo and Big Cass after they defeated the American Mavericks at Smackdown Live's pay-per-view Unbreakable. So Enzo and Big Cass now find themselves top of the pile with plenty of competition below them and plenty of tag teams trying to earn their chance and earn their shot at those tag team titles. So the Hype Bros are ready. American Alpha are ready. And the referee gets that bell rung and the action is underway. There's Mojo Rawley in, but Chad Gable straight away on the offense. And that's a beautiful move there from Chad Gable straight into their headlock. And the Hype Bros, like I say, they've been on a pretty decent run to this point here on Raw. A great win that they picked up against the club last week. A bit of a shock win, it would have to be said. No one really gave them a chance in that matchup, but they did manage to come away with the victory, and a big victory it was for them. The American Alpha, though, are in similar position. If it wasn't for the Union, they would have found themselves at the very first pay-per-view ever held under the new era as Raw's #1 contenders, but the Union did beat them on the night. But since then, they've been doing pretty well, and they've been building up a head of steam and really cooking on gas of late. The action continues here in the ring, and the bigger, more powerful man, Mojo Rawley, trying to take control, but Gable with a hard shot to the back there, and it's that old Greco-Roman wrestling style from Chad Gable that most men here in the WWE find hard to contend with. There's Chad Gable now going back to action, whipping Mojo Rawley into the corner, and he goes to the tag, and Jason Jordan now going to come into the matchup, the fresh man here, and great tag team action from the boys. A huge boot to the face, and can Jason Jordan take advantage with the cover? 1, 2, and a kick out from Mojo Rawley. And Chad Gable did a great job of keeping Zack Ryder away from the action and stopping him from breaking up the counters. Jason Jordan now, he's going for the armbar. He's got him in the centre of the ring. Armbar locked in here from Jason Jordan. Is he going to tap out? Or can Mojo Rawley show some fight? Can he tap out? And he does. That's great from Mojo Rawley, reversing that submission, but straight into a suplex there from Chad Gable. Needed eyes in the back of his head, and Jason Jordan is going to continue to take control as he goes for another pin. 1, and just the 1 count this time. It's going to take more than that to put Mojo Rawley away in this matchup. A very interesting matchup this. Like I say, every single tag team now needs to pick up the wins each and every week. Try to make themselves the most attractive to either Dan or DJC over on Smackdown Live, and hope that they eventually get that shot that they all desire at those WWE Tag Team Championships. It was well won battle at WWE's Unbreakable, the Smackdown Live pay-per-view, from Enzo and Big Cass, fully deserving of winning those tag team belts, and even got some retribution by doing so, as Jordan and Gable with a beautiful double suplex there, as Gable now into the pin, but the ref too busy concentrating on the action elsewhere. But 1, 2, and a kick out there from Mojo Rawley. And like I was saying, Enzo and Big Cass did get some retribution at Unbreakable. It was the American Mavericks that had put them out of action, but they managed to win that matchup. There's Mojo Rawley inside the ring, and Gable there was on the ring apron mocking his opponent, but straight back in and straight into a suplex, taking Mojo Rawley down. And Mojo needs to get out of this match. He needs to get the tag, because the American Mavericks have done a very, very good job of keeping him in the ring and concentrating all their efforts on breaking him down bit by bit as they go to the top rope. And it's a huge back suplex from the top rope there from Chad Gable. And can he get the pin, or will he just continue to beat down on his opponent? Goes to the corner, but Zack Ryder from nowhere gets the kick, and can that cause the opening for Mojo here to get to the corner? But he is in a daze. In the center of the ring is Mojo Rawley, does not know where he is, and Chad Gable should have taken advantage of that, but instead Mojo got him on his shoulders, spinning in the middle of the ring, and a beautiful suplex there from Mojo Rawley, and he eventually gets out, he eventually gets to the corner, and the fresh man in Zack Ryder is now into the ring, and hopefully Zack can go on the Zack attack and start to apply some pressure to the American American Alpha, who have dominated this match to this point. And Zack Ryder now picking Chad Gable up, still trying to go to work, but Chad Gable has been in full control at every opportunity in this matchup, and he now going to go for a suplex, but great work there from Zack Ryder, reversing it, but just seems to have him scared, does Chad Gable, as he takes Zack Ryder down now, applying some pressure to the shoulder, trying to keep Zack Ryder off his feet. And Zack Ryder, DDT to Chad Gable, and he goes for the tag, tags Mojo Rawley back in to the matchup. The big man, can he build up a head of steam? Can he get something going in this matchup now, after being beat down so ferociously at the beginning of the matches? He takes Chad Gable to the top rope. Is he going to try to take Gable for a ride here? He goes up top. This is dangerous territory for both men, but a beautiful suplex from the middle rope from Mojo Rawley there. Great stuff from Mojo Rawley, and the Hype Bros appear to be on the ascendancy here, taking control of the matchup a little more. They were slow to start, but their great form of late in the tag team division is starting to show through. But Chad Gable straight back on the attack. And it's a beautiful suplex from Chad Gable, and he's into the submission move. We've seen this wipe out many a superstar to this point. Is Mojo Rawley gonna tap? Is he gonna tap from this? Why the hell is Zack Ryder not coming in and breaking this up? But no, Mojo showing some fight, and a great strike to the face there of Gable. But Gable straight back up and straight back on the offensive as he whips him back into the corner where his partner Jason Jordan is. And is he gonna tag the big man in? No. Mojo Rawley showing some fight in this matchup. A great shot there. And a beautiful Knee breaker there from Mojo Rawley, and he's got him centre of the ring. What is Mojo thinking here? Chad Gable going for the ride, and it's beautiful stuff there from Mojo Rawley. Is he going to go for the pin? He does. 2, and it's broken up by Zack Ryder. Beautiful matchup here. What action, what stakes there are in the matchup. Every tag team match is vitally important at the moment. Each and every team needs to be winning each and every week, because those tag team titles will not win themselves, and you don't just get opportunities given to you. You have to earn them too. And another near fall there for American Alpha. And Chad Gable still going to work on Mojo Rawley, who must be feeling the pace and must be feeling the effects of all of these beatdowns from both Chad Gable and Jason Jordan in this match. Chad Gable has been the more dominant of the two men. He spent far more time in the match than Jason Jordan has. As Chad Gable now is on the ring apron, he's just mocking Mojo Rawley, but Mojo, he's letting him go to the corner. Is he going to get that tag? No, he's not. Chad Gable back in to the ring, and he's going to go for another one of those reverse suplexes. Mojo Rawley must be feeling it as Gable now into the corner, tagging Jordan into this matchup. And Jordan, now the more powerful of the two men as far as American Alpha are concerned, goes for the pin. 1, 2, and it's just a 2 count as Zack Ryder tried to break up the count, but Chad Gable just too quick. He really has been in fine form in this match. He's still in the ring. It's all breaking down here. Zack Ryder now on the offense, trying to take Chad Gable out, but a chin breaker from him as Jason Jordan is on the attack here with Mojo Rawley. And the ref needs to start taking some control of this matchup. All 4 men in the ring. As Jordan now going to work on Mojo Rawley. If it wasn't bad enough for Mojo that Chad Gable had beaten him down in this match, he now has to deal with the bigger, stronger Jason Jordan beating down him. He goes for the pin, and Zack Ryder breaks this one up. A close 2 count there. And surely it's only a matter of time before the Hype Bros are defeated in this match. They really haven't featured much. They found it very, very hard going against American Alpha. They just seem to be a tag team that are in complete control and very in tune with one another. Last week the Hype Bros looked magnificent against the club, but this week they are looking a little off the pace. Maybe they have met some competition that is just a little ahead of them, just been together that little longer and know each other a little better. As Jordan now dragging Zack Ryder into the ring, going for the pin. Referee down 1, and just the 1 count there for Jason Jordan on Zack Ryder. As he's going to work now, trying to weaken the neck and the shoulder area of Zack Ryder here, taking control. And this is great work from American Alpha, been in full control, like I keep saying, of this matchup. But Zack Ryder now trying to fight back against Jason Jordan. But every time they try to get some offense going, American Alpha seem to have them scouted and seem to know that what they're going to do before they even know what they're going to do themselves. As Jordan now whipping Ryder into the corner, and a beautiful spear into the corner there, and a belly to back suplex from Jason Jordan on Zack Ryder. He's now going to throw him into the corner where his tag partner lies. He's tagging in Chad Gable, and are we going to see grand amplitude? And surely that is it. 1, 2, 3, and American Alpha win this matchup. What a match we have just seen from these 2 tag teams. It meant so much to both. They both needed to keep up winning ways. Unfortunately for the Hype Bros, they just couldn't win a second matchup in as many weeks. Instead, it is American Alpha that take the W this week here on the Red Brand, this week here on Raw. As we watch some of the action back now via the Raw replay. and you can see just how in control American Alpha were for the majority of this matchup. A great tag team display from these guys. You see a near pinfall here, Jason Jordan pinning Mojo Rawley, but it wasn't to be. Another near pinfall here. You see the referee distracted by the action going on with the men that weren't involved in the match. With Jason Jordan now, you see this is where the end is nigh. He was picking Zack Ryder up, whips him into the corner, and it was only going to finish one way, with American Alpha seeing off Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawley, the Hype Bros, with grand aptitude. And you see here, he bridges the pins there. Jordan protects, counts 1, 2, 3, and that is the match, ladies and gentlemen. What a win that is for American Alpha here on Raw. But next up, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a huge announcement with regards to WWE Payback coming from the GM, Dan himself. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is now time for that huge announcement from Dan, our GM and one of the principal owners of the WWE. This is going to have huge implications and repercussions for the Payback pay-per-view, and I cannot wait to find out what it is that Dan has up his sleeve. Four weeks, ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. 4 weeks from tonight, Payback here on the CBTV network. Oh my God, he's addressing the fact that Kevin Owens attacked Bray Wyatt. For those that missed it after Bray's match, Kevin Owens would pop up powerbomb him after Bray had been calling out KO the last couple of weeks. It was unforgivable. I do make Dan right here. And this is huge. Bray will be here next week on Raw, facing Kevin Owens for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That is going to be an unbelievable match here on Raw. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to find out exactly what Dan has up his sleeve. And it does concern the main event, and he wants it to steal the show. And I did wonder whether or not these guys that had the special opportunities would be able to use them. And it looks as though Dan is going to be doing just that at Payback. And it's going to be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, should Kevin Owens still need it. Reigns, Styles, Rollins, oh my God, that's Cesaro. Cesaro, what on earth has Cesaro come into the ring for? Why on earth is Cesaro interrupting our GM here on Raw? He has no business doing so. Dan was in the middle of a huge announcement. Yes, he did say Seth Rollins' name, Cesaro. You weren't mistaken. But yeah, that is very true. You did beat him last week here on Raw. This is massive. Cesaro feels like he deserves an opportunity. Yes, he's beat one of the men. Oh my God, he wants Kevin Owens tonight. What on earth is Cesaro asking for? A championship match, an opportunity? He needs to make his mind up. Kevin Owens isn't here, so we won't be seeing that, ladies and gentlemen. That would have been unbelievable, Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. He do make a good point, Dan. It was Shinsuke, backing Cesaro up almost. But it does look as though he's going to be rewarded, and Cesaro has been put in the match alongside all of these other men. Reigns, Styles, Rollins, Nakamura, Cesaro will all be facing Owens in a massive ladder match at Payback. This is going to be huge. And not only that, he's facing Reigns right now after the break. What an announcement from Dan. That is going to be a huge main event at Payback. We'll be right back. Remember to tune in each and every week to Smackdown Live here on the CBTV network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Raw, and as Dan just announced, the huge pay-per-view main event at Payback will be a 6-man ladder match. But at the same time as announcing that match, he entered Cesaro into it. He broke the news that Cesaro would be facing off against the big dog, Roman Reigns, here tonight on Raw. And this is going to be a huge match as far as the landscape of that 6-man ladder match is concerned, as these two men will be facing off in that main event and will now have a chance to face off against one another here on Raw, feel each other out, find out a little something about one another and see who can be the bigger and better man come the end of the match. A win for either men would be absolutely huge going forward into that main event at Payback. It means that you've got one up on your opposition. It means that you seem to know your opponent that little bit more. But let's touch upon that big pay-per-view main event, ladies and gentlemen. A huge announcement that should Kevin Owens manage to defend that title against Bray next week here on Raw, he will be facing up against Roman Reigns and Cesaro, who are involved in this match, as well as Seth Rollins, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, all men that Dan see fit to challenge Kevin Owens for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and most of those men are men that have earned very special opportunities by way of our GM here on Raw. These are men that he thinks are winners. These are men that he thinks deserve a chance at that big and prestigious crown here on the red brand, as Roman Reigns is now in the ring and we are all but seconds away from getting the action underway in this match. It's going to be a massive matchup, this one, like I've already touched upon. Both men are ready as the referee rings that bell. These men have not faced off as yet in the new era of WWE under the tutelage of the CBTV network, the Calendar brothers, Dan and DJC, but tonight they get a chance to get their hands on one another, and surely this is for Dan's pleasure and Dan's enjoyment only, as he tries to learn who is the bigger and better man out of these two and try to weed out the men he can consider the winners here on the red brand. Dan said in the opening episode of Raw under this new era, the very first episode of Raw under his management, that he wanted to find out who the superstars were on Raw, who the winners were on Raw, who was gonna take their chance should it be presented to them and ride with it and take the championships home. As Roman Reigns with a hard shot there to Cesaro, we do need to get back to the action at hand, as this has huge repercussions as far as the higher parts of the championship ladder are concerned and the rankings among the wrestlers are concerned, as Cesaro now tries to take some control of Roman Reigns in this match. He drops a huge knee down on his face, and can he keep him down? Can he keep him grounded? Because you have to keep this big man off his feet, keep the powerhouse on the canvas, as Cesaro with a beautiful suplex there. We're talking about big men, big powerful men. Cesaro is arguably one of the strongest men in the WWE today, and that's why this matchup is so intriguing and so interesting, because both these men on their day have the power to take anybody out at any given time. And that's a beautiful suplex again from Cesaro, really dominating Roman Reigns in the early stages of this matchup as Roman Reigns attempts to fight back. And it's Roman Reigns now with a beautiful piece of offense there, working on the legs and the knees of Cesaro. You keep him off his feet and you do exactly the same as what I just touched upon where Reigns is concerned, but that's a beautiful overhead belly to belly suplex and a double stomp to follow up there from Cesaro, who is in control at this moment in time in the match, and he's now going to go for a huge suplex on Roman Reigns, who is surely feeling the power and the force of the Swiss Superman Cesaro, who really has been on a hell of a run, Cesaro, as of late. The very first time we see him in the new era was in a match against a Chris Jericho, which was unfortunately interrupted, but the goes for a pin, two, and a kick out from Cesaro, and then he got his chance again last week against Seth Rollins, and he took that chance and he beat Seth Rollins, okay, in controversial fashion that Dan has touched upon this evening. Nakamura coming out, getting involved. We know that he has issues with Seth Rollins, but it helped Cesaro pick up the win, and it was a hell of a matchup. It stole the show last week here on Raw. With a little luck, this matchup can do the same again. Both men not only need to win this match, but they have to do it in convincing fashion, and they have to impress the GM and principal owner Dan here on the red brand, as Cesaro fights back out of that headlock that Roman Reigns had locked in deep, and he now takes Reigns down, middle of the ring, submission locked in, but Reigns powers out very, very quickly. It's almost as if he knew what Cesaro had planned there. And Cesaro now, beautiful suplex and the power of the man. Unbelievable work that from Cesaro, but Reigns straight back on the offense, goes for the pin, 1. And just the 1 count this time as Cesaro powers out. Oh, he went for a huge shot there, but Roman Reigns had it scouted. He's taking his time though, and Cesaro grabbing Reigns as he was G'ing up the crowd, and a suplex from the ring apron to the outside. Oh my God, that could be a game changer in this match. He near broke Roman Reigns in half, but what power again, as Roman Reigns this time, that body drop to Cesaro on the outside as Reigns gets back to the ring. The referee was counting him. Cesaro is still down. Can Cesaro get to his feet? He has. Can Cesaro get back in the ring? And he does. Needed to get back in that ring to break the count from the referee. And Roman Reigns again looked as though he's going to take Cesaro to the outside, but Cesaro comes around too quick. Reigns took his time, and what a beautiful uppercut, a beautiful spinning European uppercut that there from Cesaro. What a move as he now locks in another submission hold, a huge submission hold on Roman Reigns. He's got this locked in deep. Can Roman Reigns power out? Yes, he can. A beautiful, beautiful piece of strength from Roman Reigns powering out, but Cesaro has him scouted once again, but Reigns takes Cesaro into the corner. What is he thinking here? He's going to throw him into the other corner, and that's a huge clothesline from Roman Reigns. Continues the offense, and Roman Reigns, what is he looking for here? What is Roman Reigns? Oh my God, it's Shinsuke Nakamura! Shinsuke Nakamura for a second week. What on earth is he doing? What is he out here for? Why on earth is Shinsuke out here? He does not have a problem with Roman Reigns, but oh my God, Cesaro! Oh, he looks as though he's lining Roman Reigns up. Nakamura, he could have cost Roman Reigns big here. He cracks the neck. Up Roman Reigns goes, and neutralizer from Cesaro. What on earth was Nakamura doing here? Rolls him over. 2, 3, and Cesaro for a second week in a row picks up a huge victory here on Raw. And again he picks up that victory with the help of Shinsuke Nakamura. What on earth is Shinsuke Nakamura doing here, interfering in this match? Everybody must surely be starting to think that Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro are in cahoots. It's almost as if they planned this out. Surely this cannot be coincidence. At 2 weeks in a row, Shinsuke has cost Cesaro's opposition the match. Reigns and Nakamura were firmly in each other's corner until this, but Reigns is going to have a problem as we see the 3 count there from the neutralizer, and Cesaro picks up another huge victory here on Raw. We are going to go to a very short commercial break. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Raw, and we are set for singles action once again here tonight. And this match has scores to settle written all over it. Last time out on Raw, Tyler Breeze attacked The Miz backstage. It was an unbelievable attack on the part of Tyler Breeze, but he had had enough of the way that The Miz had been treating him. Some weeks ago, The Miz beat Tyler Breeze in a one-on-one matchup. Tyler tried to attack him after the match, and Miz obviously did not like that at all. He cleaned house on that night, but the following week on Raw, he did then attack Tyler Breeze in the middle of the ring with a steel chair with the help of Samoa Joe after Tyler Breeze had been beaten by the Samoan submission machine. And after Tyler Breeze attacked The Miz last week, Dan made this matchup official for tonight, and these two will be facing off one-on-one. This could get very, very nasty. These two men obviously have issues with one another as we now welcome The Miz out to the ring. And he has a massive score to settle surely after last week on Raw. Like I say, it was an unprecedented attack by Tyler Breeze. This was the sort of aggression that we'd not seen from the man to this point. Yes, at the beginning of his time here in the new era, he did abandon his tag team partner, but he didn't abandon him by attacking him. He just had enough. He walked away, turned his back. But the actions of The Miz the last few weeks have obviously got a little too much for Tyler Breeze, and he took actions into his own hands last week. And as we all know, Dan does not stand for that sort of thing. Scores have to be settled inside the squared circle. That's why we have this matchup. That's why this one could steal the show. It's been a hell of a night to this point, ladies and gentlemen. Huge announcements, massive matchups, wins for American Alpha and Cesaro, and we will cover it all a little later tonight. But right now, we are getting ready for one-on-one action. The Miz facing off against his arch enemy of the moment, Tyler Breeze, who we now see ready, waiting to get this thing going. The Miz, he looks ready for action as well as the referee rings the bell, and here we go. And The Miz with an elbow there. This could get vicious very, very quick. This is a rivalry that has been boiling and brimming under the surface for a number of weeks now. We don't know why this has come about. Tyler Breeze was just sore in losing that matchup against The Miz, but The Miz has taken the fact that Tyler tried to attack him a few weeks ago very, very personally, and it's now has a personal vendetta against Tyler Breeze, who goes for a beautiful DDT on The Miz, driving him into the mat. A game changer very early on in this matchup, and like I was saying, The Miz has taken it very, very personally. I don't know if he's jealous of Tyler Breeze, this new Tyler Breeze, who seems to be trying to make something of himself here on the red band. He's not been having the best of times of it, but that attack last week on The Miz could really start something. It could kick-start something deep down in Tyler Breeze, a more aggressive side of Tyler Breeze, as The Miz really, really starting to turn it on, really starting to... Oh, it's a beautiful rake to the face, really starting to get that aggression going, taking it to Tyler Breeze. He has to keep him down, has to keep him grounded, and he has to keep applying the pressure. At the end of the day, like I've just mentioned, Tyler Breeze is on somewhat of a losing streak, and another loss here really could dent the confidence of the man, because, like I say, he has not been having the best of times of it here on the red brand, and this rivalry that has started to build between these two men really couldn't have come at a worse time for Tyler Breeze, a time where all he needs is victories, and instead he has to worry about The Miz each and every week. He has to watch his back, and I do believe that is why he took matters into his own hands last week here on the red brand. That was a huge drop kick there from The Miz, and he's now going to climb to the top rope. Is he going to fly? Yes, he is, but he misses the mark. Tyler Breeze had him scouted, he rolled out the way, and it's now his turn to try and beat down on The Miz. That could be a huge turning point in this matchup. But instead, The Miz swings round. Beautiful neckbreaker. Vintage wrestling. Vintage Miz there. The Miz truly can be the most awesome wrestler here on the Raw roster. It just doesn't seem to be happening enough. It just hasn't really happened for him since he was drafted over to the red brand. When the new era began here, under the tutelage of CBTV. I know I've touched upon that already this evening, but it's still, to this point, 9 weeks or 10 weeks, whatever it is. I'm completely lost track of how many weeks we are into the new era here in the WWE, but it still shocks me that Vince McMahon sold the company to Dan and DJC. They've been doing a tremendous job to this point. The Domination pay-per-view stole the show, and then DJC managed to put on a hell of an event just this past week with WWE Unbreakable. A Smackdown Live only one as The Miz with a 2 count there. And a very near fall for The Miz, who looks like he's lining him up. He looks like he has got him scattered, but no, that's a beautiful block, a great block of the punch there. Tyler Breeze, he went for a super kick. Oh my God, the referee was blindsided, and it seems as though Tyler Breeze has caught The Miz with a low blow. And can Tyler Breeze? Yes, he can. Beauty shot from Tyler Breeze. He's gonna go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, The Miz kicks out. The Miz managed to get his shoulder up, and Tyler Breeze cannot believe that was not a 3 count there. He goes to the top rope. He's got to keep the pressure on The Miz. How on earth did The Miz manage to get the shoulder up there and prevent that being a 3 count? A beautiful drop kick there from Tyler Breeze. But the low blow has changed this match. The referee was the wrong side, and as The Miz went for a neck breaker, Tyler Breeze has managed to play it very, very dirty, and he has caught The Miz with a low blow as The Miz is trying to get back into the match, but that is just a 1 count there from the Awesome One. This rivalry just gets darker and darker, and you can see that these men will do anything in their power to beat one another down as Tyler Breeze now covers The Miz. 1, 2, and a kick out. A kick out from The Miz. He manages to get the shoulder up once again, and he misses with the knee. Well scouted from The Miz, rolling out of the way, but he just cannot get anything going. A pin here. 1, 2. No, another kick out. Unbelievable from The Miz. He just manages to keep kicking out, digging deep with everything he has in his reserves. But that's a beautiful suplex there from Tyler Breeze. And follows it up with a vicious elbow to the chest of The Miz. What a matchup we are witnessing here. Oh, a beautiful knee. Tyler Breeze seems to be channeling some aggression. Super kick, bang on the chin of The Miz. Oh my God, he will be seeing stars after that one. But The Miz manages to fight back. The fighter inside him is managing to fight back as he goes for a pin and a kick out. A very quick kick out there from Tyler Breeze. As he relaxes now on the top rope, The Miz, maybe does he feel like it's starting to turn in his favour. A beautiful back body drop following up with a knee to Tyler Breeze there. Oh, and a vicious drop kick to the knee from The Miz. And is it The Miz's time to take control in this match? But Tyler Breeze replies with a beautiful uppercut. And what is he thinking here? Running bulldog from Tyler Breeze. And a hard shot, and a second beauty shot from Tyler Breeze. Surely that has to be it. 1, 2, 3, and Tyler Breeze has managed to exercise some demons. Not only did he get the better of The Miz last week with that attack, but he has got the better of The Miz here tonight on Raw. The Miz beat Tyler Breeze the first time a number of weeks ago, but Tyler Breeze has managed to win the match this time round. A beautiful beauty shot to the chin of The Miz. He managed to kick out of the first one. He could do nothing about the second, as we are watching some of this unbelievable action back here in the match. This is another near fall here from Tyler Breeze. It wasn't to be the one, but the second beauty shot was the one that finished The Miz off, gets him in the pin, and the ref would count 1, 2, 3. What a result that is for Tyler Breeze. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, it's main event time here on Raw. Bayley has been given this opportunity by Sasha Banks herself. Sasha Banks heard the comments made by Bayley last week on Raw when she said that she was, and I quote, a future champ when she asked Alexa Bliss to move out of her way. Sasha Banks did not take kindly to it, said she wanted this match, even asked the GM Dan on Twitter, and he, in true GM and Dan fashion, would sanction the match. So it is going to be Bayley versus Sasha Banks for the WWE Women's Championship here on Raw. And as you see, ladies and gentlemen, just before we went to commercial break, none other than Alexa Bliss herself did cross paths with Bayley and uttered the immortal words, "Let's hope tonight you don't choke." And we now have to wait and see whether or not Bayley is going to be a bottle job, or whether or not she is going to take the fight to Sasha Banks and claim this WWE Women's Championship for herself. A championship that has been firmly wrapped around the waist of Sasha Banks since she won that championship at WWE Domination against Paige. Arguably one of the matches of the year to this point, but right now this is a very, very different opposition for Sasha Banks, and this is a Sasha Banks that people just do not want to cross. She is not the sort of woman that loses very often, and she especially doesn't lose when she is the woman who is asking you to fight. Sasha Banks has been on an absolute tear. She has been the most worthy woman of that WWE Women's Championship, whether you like the way she won it or not. She is our Women's Champion, and she hopes to be our Women's Champion for many, many more weeks. And this is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about that white belt Women's Championship big match feel as the referee raises that belt above his head. Both women eager to get that belt wrapped around their waist. Can we see a new champion? Will Sasha Banks retain? It's time to find out, as the WWE Universe are going crazy for this match, and we get the matchup underway. And Sasha Banks is straight on the attack. No surprise about that. She is not best pleased with Bayley's comments from last week, and I am sure she is going to want to prove a point, and she is going to want to dish out a beating that Bayley would never expect. And we have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, these two women had a very, very rich history with one another. They probably don't know any other wrestler as well as they know each other inside the squared circle. They have had match after match after match of the year, and they have had many, many firsts here in the WWE in their time in the NXT brand, that no longer exists, sadly, but they are now doing it on the main roster. They have to repeat what they did back then and even surpass it, as Sasha Banks now beats down on Bayley and continues to be in control in the early stages of this match, beating away on Bayley, showing her who really is the boss. And she now whips. Oh, it looked as though she was going to whip Bayley into the ropes, but wiping her feet of Bayley, deeming her not good enough, just mocking her here in the middle of the ring as she goes for a beautiful Hurricane Rana. And it is all about Sasha Banks to this point, and this is what we expected. No one calls her out and doesn't have to deal with the consequences, and that is exactly what is happening right now. And what on earth is Sasha thinking here? That's a beautiful neck breaker from Sasha Banks. What unbelievable imagination to use the middle ropes to her advantage there. And she went for a splash but missed. And can Bayley now take control of this match? And as much as we are into this championship match, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to pay attention to the underlying... Oh, we're just going to go for a pin, just a one count. The underlying friction that seems to be there between Alexa Bliss and Bayley. Not sure where this has come from, but Bayley was mocking Bliss for losing last week, and Bliss has obviously tried to apply by trying to play some mind games and get in the head of Bayley. And they seem to have worked in the early stages of this match, because Sasha Banks has been in control, and even now she fights back. Bayley trying to take control, but it's all about Sasha just putting it on Bayley in this matchup. She whips her into the corner, and what can we see here from Sasha Banks as she hangs her up there, and oh, she went for a kick, but Bayley managed to read it and punch Sasha in the face and managed to get out of it. And it has been a hell of a night here on Raw, ladies and gentlemen. The first matchup we see was a tag team matchup. Unfortunately for the Hype Bros, they just could not continue. They were beat by American Alpha, so their winning streak has come to an end as Sasha Banks goes for the pin. One. Oh, a near 2 count there for Sasha Banks. But it just wasn't to be. And we then see a massive matchup between Cesaro and Roman Reigns after Dan had confirmed that the big pay-per-view main event is a 6-man ladder match at Payback between Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura and the Swiss Superman himself, Cesaro, who did pick up a huge victory against Roman Reigns with the help of Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura coming out for a second week, interfering with big matchups. We are yet to know his reasons for doing this, but he seems to be costing everyone their victories, but helping Cesaro win each and every week here on the red brand as Sasha Banks continues to beat away at Bayley. What is Sasha Banks thinking here? Off the ropes, and that's a beautiful enziguri to the back of the head of Bayley there. And she's going to roll her over and go for the pin. One. Oh, just the 1 count. And just before the break, ladies and gentlemen, just before this matchup, we did see The Miz versus Tyler Breeze. It got very, very nasty. These men have had history over the last few weeks, but Tyler Breeze managed to pick up the victory in that matchup. And it has been a hell of a night, and this is the last match of the night, and we are just waiting to see who is going to win the WWE Women's Championship as Bayley starts to feel it, starts to get ahead of steam, and that's a beautiful spear into the corner. She is feeling it. Can she land it? Yes, she can. Bayley is in control right now. It has been all Sasha Banks to this point, but Bayley is now getting ahead of steam. She's cooking on gas and she's trying to take control, and a beautiful suplex into the turnbuckle there. Bayley is feeling it as Sasha Banks tries to fight back with a nice chin breaker there, but Bayley replies with one of her own as she goes for a Bayley to belly, but not quite. And oh my god, she's going to go for it this time. Bayley to belly, straight into the pin. 1, 2, Sasha Banks manages to get the shoulder up. Bayley cannot believe it. My god, Bayley was going for it there. She was feeling it, and she gets the WWE Universe behind her in this matchup. Oh, what a match this has been to this point. It's been back and forth. Sasha Banks controlling the early stages, but as you can see right now, Bayley in the full ascendancy, controlling the match herself. As Sasha Banks tries to fight back, and that's a beautiful kick to the midsection. Is she going for bankrupt? She has got around. Oh my god, Bayley fighting out. Look at the strength from Bayley. Oh, it's a neck breaker from Bayley. Unbelievable. Oh, Bayley now going for the suplex. A beautiful suplex from Bayley. She is in control. She needs to stop with this though. She is wasting time. She needs to start paying more attention to her competitor. Sasha Banks is not just anybody, she is the WWE Women's Champion, and that is what this matchup is all about. As Bayley with a huge stomp to the midsection there on Sasha Banks. And Bayley continues her assault on Sasha Banks. She has had enough, and she is trying to prove that she is worthy of holding that belt, but Sasha Banks again fights back from out of the corner this time. Back and forth the action is going now. Both women proving how much they want that championship. Sasha Banks aiming to defend the title. Bayley attempting to become champion. First time champion of this women's title under the new era of CBTV. And Sasha Banks is really starting to feel the pace. It was a beautiful Hurricane Runner just moments ago from Bayley from the top rope, and Bayley is in full control of this match as Sasha Banks tried to come back there, but she's caught up between her legs, and another beautiful Hurricane Runner there from Bayley. She needs to start paying more attention to Sasha Banks and going for the pin. Ignore the fact that the WWE Universe are behind you. They'll be behind you. Even more so if you can pin Sasha Banks for the 1, 2, 3. She went for the Bayley to belly, but a rake of the eyes from Sasha Banks. Stopping that move. That would have been it, surely. But Sasha Banks was alive to what Bayley had planned. That's a beautiful elbow from Bayley and follows it up with a kick as she goes for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out from Sasha Banks. She's still got plenty in the tank. She's still fighting. Doesn't want to lose that WWE Women's Championship. Oh, and another hard shot from Bayley to the temple there on Sasha Banks. Can she get back into this match? She is really feeling it at this moment in time. Just cannot get any offense going. Bayley has been controlling this match, but what a shot to the ribcage there. Oh my God, Sasha Banks kicked to the midsection. Oh, it's just going for a bankrupt, and she hits it. She hits it, rolls her into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, Sasha Banks has won the match, and she is still your WWE Women's Champion here on Raw. What a competition we have just seen. What a fight between these two women. I thought it was all doom and gloom in the early stages of the matchup when Sasha Banks was in complete control, but Bayley would shock us all. She would take control of the match in the late stages, almost with a freak out on Sasha Banks when she hit Bayley to belly, but it wasn't to be. It was to be Sasha Banks' night. She would defend the title as we look back on some of the action from what was an unbelievable contest. I am sure you will all agree, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, the Bayley to belly is a thing of beauty, is that move, but it was just a 2 count when Sasha Banks managed to get that shoulder up, and it was all finished with bankrupt. She rolled Bayley into the pin. The referee would get down and he would count 1, 2, 3, and it's another win for Sasha Banks. She is proving that she is a hell of a dominant women's champion here on Monday night. But what on earth is Sasha Banks thinking here? You have won the match. You have won the match. There's no need for this. They were just comments of someone who is trying to be champion, Sasha, a lot like yourself. Oh my God. Oh my God, a hard shot from Sasha. She's gonna go for another, but oh my God, that's Asuka's music, and then she's here. Asuka is here. Oh my God, and Asuka with a shot and a second and a third. Asuka coming to the aid of Bayley as she cleans house, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for another week. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back next week here on the CBTV network.